Hi guys, this is Aztec Soccer Colored Style. As you know, the show that brings you all the latest in football and football related news. And today, I am very happy to announce that that guy is smiling again, Mr. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So the Gunners last night played against small boys in West Brom in the Caraboa Cup, which saw this man with a huge smile on his face score a hat-trick versus those boys. It was a lovely performance by the Gunners on the night, though it was against lesser opposition. The Gunners fans still enjoyed the performance of their team, with the senior guys coming back after a long layoff of COVID and that sort of stuff. So Pierre Aubameyang was at the peak of things with his goals, scoring a hat-trick, and there was also a goal by this man, our little Chile. You know, little Chile has been performing consistently in this last season and also the previous season. But last night for me, little Chile was on fire. Though it was against, I can't look too much into the game because yeah, we all know that it was West Brom and they were already in the championship. But it was still a cup tie, and yeah, it was more of giving the guys minutes that just came back from the COVID pandemic and all the COVID illnesses. Like I said, and all those guys, probably more than 50% to 60% of the Arsenal team had COVID, and that's why team selection was such a problem. But nonetheless, it was a positive performance by the Gunners, especially from the little Chile, with his goal assisted by Martin Auregard, who also had a brilliant game last night. As we're going to take a look later into the player ratings quickly of the game and what my thoughts was of the player ratings. Also the guy in the background, Mr. Pippet, Nicolas Pepino, he was also on fire last night, putting away one goal and putting two against the crossbar. I especially remember the one where Lacazette gave him a through ball. He rushed onto the ball, tried to ding the keeper, but it was just not enough. But still, sterling performance of the Gunners, especially going into this weekend's clash. They definitely needed to prove to themselves that they can score goals again and that they can actually find cohesion within the team. There is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with his last goal where he bent the one into the corner for the hat-trick. This man was clinical last night. He really looked like a player that wants to play for the Gunners again. He really looked like a player that's on form at the moment. If he can replicate that form, or at least just give us 80% of what he gave in the game last night against City, we should stand a good chance of scoring goals. Not that I'm saying that we stand a good chance of winning the game, but at least we're starting to score goals again without conceding goals. Because there weren't any goals in the Arsenal team in these first two Premier League games. Maitland-Niles came on. We're also definitely going to take a look at the substitution ratings later on in the show. Granit Xhaka also had a sterling performance. We're definitely going to take a look at his ratings also. So that brings me to the second part of the show, which is called the player ratings. So obviously we're back with the player ratings. So as player ratings obviously go, we start from the goalkeeper going forward. So that was Mr. Aaron Ramsdale. They gave him an 8 out of 10. A really encouraging debut. He made a couple of terrific saves and distributed the ball effectively. I would also give him a 7 or 8 out of 10, seeing he didn't have a lot to do against those West Brom guys. There were a couple of saves which was instinctive saves, which you could see his reflexes and also could see what it brings to the back. I especially remember the time that West Brom were on top of us and they were looking to get a corner, and there was one of these guys of West Brom impeding him, like they used to do against Leno for the second goal against Brentford, where they were impeding Leno and Leno just fell down. No, Aaron Ramsdale, he actually pushed away that guy who was impeding him, and that showed me that this guy is a little bit more fight than Leno. So Leno has definitely got competition for the #1 spot this season. We could see why Arsenal bought him. It definitely does have some attributes, but let's see him against the big guns. Callum Chambers at right back, 6 out of 10. Not entirely convincing at times, kept his discipline well to guard against West Brom threat on the counter attack. Yeah, for me also, I think a 5 or 6 out of 10 for Callum Chambers. He was effective dealing with those guys' threat, but yeah, like I said, it was lesser opposition. If those were guys like Mane or Mount or whoever, quality players, he wouldn't have had a terrible night at the office. His delivery was also poor, so Callum Chambers needs to step up his game. I think they should rather play Angelo Maitland-Niles there. Rob Holding at centre back got one piece of marking all wrong early in the first half, being shown a deserved caution. His positioning was spot on after this. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Sead Kolasinac at 7. One clumsy lunge in the first war showed his rustiness. He largely did well, although Wisbrim barely tested him after the opening exchanges. That is definitely true. They didn't test him that much. Sead Kolasinac, he looked like a great player last night. He definitely looks solid. If he can just keep his discipline, he looks to me like he can definitely be a fighter in that Arsenal back three, with Kieran Tierney pushing up on the left hand side, or Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares, he also got up, got a nice rating, also had a lot of speed, and I would give him a 6 out of 10. Then we move over to the midfielders. There we go, Mr. Granit Xhaka again. Xhaka conceded the armband to Aubameyang. Granit Xhaka 8 out of 10, picked apart the Borussia defense of several excellent lofted through balls. That's definitely true. He played some magnificent balls last night. Provided his defense of protection too. Not that they needed it for most of the part, which is actually true. Those guys didn't actually have much of a plan, those boys. But yeah, so be it. Mohamed El Neni 7 out of 10, a neat and tidy midfield display. He plugged the gaps and kept the ball moving. Yeah, he looked like a Iniesta or Xavi last night against lesser opposition. Martin Auregard had a great game. Yeah, I think he got an 8 out of 10. He had some instinctive passes. He did some good work. Going through, his pressing was good. He maintained the ball quite good. He looked sharp on the ball like he did last season. He almost got the goal. He got a brilliant assist, linking up with Saka. Yeah, so 8 out of 10 is a decent performance for him. Going on to the forwards, Nicolas Pepino, right wing, 9 out of 10. Struck the woodwork twice, denying him a hat-trick. One offside aside, the timing of his runs were excellent, and he had a field day dashing in behind the Baggies defense. Yeah, I just hope he can do that same performance against City this weekend. Then it would be brilliant for us as Arsenal fans if they can replicate what they did against those boys, against the real men. And Aubameyang got 10 out of 10. He had a hand in all 3 first half goals, showing his poacher instinct for the first 2, turning provider. Completed his hat-trick after the break, a much needed dose of confidence after the disrupted 2021 season. Yeah, I definitely agree. Aubameyang needed those goals just to prove to himself that he's still a goal scorer. He needed to play a game like that last night. He looked happy. He looked like a player that wants to play for Arsenal. And if Aubameyang is firing, the Gunners are firing. Bukayo Saka at left wing, 9 out of 10, made some terrific runs in behind and should have got more service. His piece of skill led to the 3rd goal, and his own strike was an excellent one. So important to Arsenal. He is really important to Arsenal in terms of link-up play, in terms of the way he takes the game to the other players. Substitutes, not much to say. Now 7 out of 10, assisted Aubameyang to see his hat-trick. Also full of energy. He looked good. Lacazette scored about a millisecond after coming on. You can't ask for more than that. Brilliant from him. Gabriel, not much to support. So yeah, guys, that's my little report. That's my little time frame. So please subscribe to the channel if you like the show. Join us on Facebook. Join us tonight for the watch along or the Fantasy Premier League show with Eslen de Kok. Yeah, signing out.